Here we are, we have Adam, we're doing a deck profile as Burning Abyss, which he didn't make top 2 on Sunday, but sucks cock.
He's being a little bitch about locals because he thinks he's better than me, it's fine. Okay, so let's get started.
Yes.
Obviously first, 3 sexy lady!
Mathematicians, bitch.
So guys, in the underworld, obviously. Then 3 of that bitch you don't want in bed.
I really don't want that bitch in bed.
The second best card in the deck, obviously. Then you get the bitch's man horse. Obviously. So obviously pretty standard by now.
So wait, who's the main man whore? Graph or?
I think the pig is the main man whore because the pig is the one that comes out first.
Oh, okay.
Sorry man, the Vanity secret that came out recently, it was in the previous set I think. It's Vanity's something.
Fiend.
No.
Majesty's Fiend.
Majesty's Fiend.
Okay, back to the deck profile.
Back to the deck profile. And then 2 of the old man who fucks her guy.
And sends her to the graveyard.
Some people run 3, but I feel like 3 clogs a little bit, so I just run 2 because generally if you're gonna make a normal summon you don't want it to be math.
Okay.
Unless it's like turn 1, so man.
Okay, what about a science teacher instead of a mathematician?
Well, if they bring out the card and maybe science teacher says to revive to a guy from the graveyard and then fuck her, then that'll work fine.
Okay.
Then obviously 2 Chaos Sorcerers because
why 2? I've seen some people running 1.
Well, I have the 2 Veilers, so there's the 2 androgynous fucking man-child horse shit. Then you go, I generally run, then obviously the Chaos Engine is here.
Okay.
I run 2 Veilers because Veiler is pretty good this format because everything's using effects.
But before we continue, is Veiler a chick or a guy? Because I've really never been sure.
I think it's a guy.
We established that already. If it doesn't have boobs, it is a guy.
Do you guys think he has boobs? It doesn't look like he has boobs from this camera. Okay. It's a very...
And then obviously the Chaos Engine. Some people don't run the Chaos Engine, they run Caius instead, but fuck Caius is a piece of shit.
Okay.
So I run that, and obviously BLS is amazing, so why wouldn't you run it?
Okay.
And then my personal twist on the deck, because nobody runs it, I don't run Caius, I run Double Crane, because why would you not want more free rank 3s?
Okay.
Because that's kind of what the deck does.
Okay.
Onto the spells, your standard stuff, 3 Supply Squad, because why would you run 2? Because, I mean, if you get 2 on the field, you win the game anyway.
Tell that to Ari.
Ari ran 3 Supply Squads. Then 2 rank ups because 3 clogs like a little bitch. I know a couple people run 3 because they want to mill it immediately with Dante and then get it back for turn 2.
I hate that card.
But I don't play the deck to really go into Pleiades as much, and running 2 gets me into Pleiades just fine. And I don't want to be running too much dead weight.
Okay.
So there's that. Then 1 Allure of Darkness because Allure of Darkness is cool and drawing stuff is fun. 1 Foolish Burial obviously acts pretty much as a monster because you're generally dumping the bitch you don't want in bed or one of her 2 man horse.
Okay.
Get the bitch you don't want in bed. So it's basically a monster.
It makes sense.
And then my 1 pretty much deck card, Creature Swap.
Why run Creature Swap?
Some people don't run Creature Swap, but I can get why because it's not consistent all the time. And some people run 2 because it's good, I guess. I only run 1 because I ran 2 for a while and then it clogged like a little bitch because you don't want it ever unless you want to start it and then it becomes amazing. So I just run the 1, and the amount of times that you draw into it off Supply Squad and then make some ridiculous play is pretty nuts.
Has it worked well for you?
It's worked ridiculously well for me.
Okay.
The amount of times where you'll Creature Swap for a Felgrand because the you've already baited out the Felgrand's effect.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that's great. Then 3 Feedy Swingwind Blast, pretty self-explanatory. Everybody runs 3 because it's the best card in the deck and gets you 3 copies of that anime bitch by discarding that bitch you don't want in bed.
Yeah. So much bitches in the deck.
You know, there's 2 bitches in the deck and then 2 man horse. Then 2 Vanity's Emptiness. Some people run 3. I feel like even if I had 3, which I don't, I'd still only run 2 just because you don't want Vanity's clogging too much. Because if Vanity stays on the field, it kind of fucks the rest of the deck. So Vanity's is there for clutch Citadel Fusions or Altair's or something like that.
Other shit.
Other shit, basically, yeah. Breakthrough because Feedish Chain is shit.
Okay.
This format, and Breakthrough is better. Plus, if you mill Breakthrough with Dante, you still get the effect at least once.
Which is awesome.
And then
Oh yeah.
It's a shining one. Yeah. Then obviously the Trinity plus the Trinity's
Sun.
The Trinity's Sun compulsory evacuation device. Why people aren't running Compulse this format?
I don't know why.
Because you can hit
one of the best cards.
You can hit Construct in a window with it. So why the fuck not? Onto the extra deck. Also pretty self-explanatory. Ari, your mom curses a lot. Sometimes. onto the extra deck, obviously, two giant bitches that you don't want to see.
Pleiades is not a bitch.
If you open Tour Guide with rum into Pleiades with 3 materials, you basically win the game already.
Yeah,
so you should be running 2. There have actually been times where I've wanted a 3rd Pleiades in the extra deck.
Yeah.
Because you recycle rank up magic that much. Then 1 Volca, because you rank up with Volca from Grena. 1 Tiras, ranked up from Mechquipped Angineer. 1 Bram, which is obviously the one that you go into if you're not going into Pleiades, because you run it off goes to Alucard. 1 Downerd Magician, because Downerd Magician is sexy as fuck, so I just felt like running her.
Really hot.
Also, going into Downerd Magician off a 1 spent Alucard is the best thing ever, because then Downer hits the field on 2/5, which is a giant beater that can pierce. So why wouldn't you want that? He's basically the other bitch in the deck that I would totally fuck.
Bitch that pierces.
Then 2 Dante, because running 3 Dante clogs like a little bitch.
$50, right?
Yeah, $50.
That hurts.
A lot of people run 3, which I find kind of useless because Dante will normally be recycling Dante anyway.
Yeah.
So you generally just run 2 these days.
Okay.
Obviously, he is pretty much your first turn play if you can make him, especially if you're going first.
So would you rather first turn Dante or first turn Pleiades?
Well, I'd obviously rather first turn Pleiades, but first turn Pleiades means you have first turn Dante already.
Okay.
Then 2 Alucard. Some people only run 1. Why are you only running 1? Alucard is like one of the best cards in the game, period. Especially in this format because you pop Shaddolls. And for the most part, the Shaddol effects that get popped are pretty shit, except for Falco. But then you just pop Falco, it comes back and then you attack over it anyway. So why aren't you running 2 Alucards?
True.
Then 1 Acid Golem. The jump one, just because it's amazing.
Just to beat shit over.
Acid Golem is literally just to push that last bit of damage and hope that you don't stall out with an Acid Golem, because that's really shit. But I've got into him a couple times, also just to get over really big shit. Obviously you can see, I mean, even Dante, the biggest thing in the extra deck is 2/5. So sometimes you need to get the Acid Golem and then you feel like a failure. And then 1 Zenmaines, which is also one of my go-to plays, which a lot of people don't do. Instead they rather go to Dante again. I like Zenmaines, especially if you're going up against a lot of back row, just to bait everything out, because they have to deal with Zenmaines. If they don't deal with Zenmaines, they're fucked.
Makes sense.
Then Engineer I wouldn't run. If I were to change anything about the extra deck here, actually, I'd probably take out Engineer and Tiras.
Why?
Because you never want to go into Engineer off a tour guide, ever.
Okay.
There is never, ever a time you want to go Engineer off a tour guide.
Because you want shit to get destroyed, so why you want to engineer?
Yeah, why do you want to Engineer? You want to rather push with Alucard or Dante, or even Zenmaines. So if I were to change anything, I'd probably take these 2 out.
Tiras?
Because Tiras just ranks up from Engineer, because they're both light fairies. And Tiras, I'd still run Adris over Tiras anyway, but you can't because we don't have a Fiend.
Okay.
So I'd probably take these 2 out. Maybe replace the one with the Gaia Dragon, because for some reason Gaia Dragon actually happens in this deck. And then the other one was just some generic rank 3, but they're still in there for now. Then Grenosaurus, literally only ever there to punish stall, to attack and just do the damage if you need to do the last bit of damage, or obviously to rank up into Volca. I generally don't go Grena that much, because generally if you're going to go rank 3, you go one of these 2 fuckers here, or the Zenmaines. But if you need to go Volca, then that's how you get there. And then last card of the deck, I actually was running a Gaia Dragon for a while, and then I went into Fortune Tune. Mainly, a lot of people just run it to recycle that 3rd tour guide.
Yeah.
So with your 3rd tour guide, you get the stuff and you go into Fortune Tune. But because I run Cranes as well, I feel like Fortune Tune is kind of a viable option. There've also been a couple of games where I got battered because the engine didn't start early enough. So I was on about 4K. and then I go Fortune Tune off the second or third tour guide, and just sit gaining life points for a while. Hopefully it allows me to stall out a little bit.
Just tell us what it does again.
Fortune Tune, it's when it's summoned, it can't be targeted with card effects. If it's about to be destroyed, you can detach a material instead. Every standby phase you gain 500 life points, and when it's eventually destroyed, you can shuffle back 2 level 3s into your deck and shuffle this and put this back on the top of your extra deck.
That is broken.
So it basically just recycles tour guides.
Yeah, that is broken.
The whole fucking time.
I don't know why people wouldn't run that. That is
you generally don't go into Fortune Tune because you kind of want to win before you have to go into Fortune Tune to stall out.
Okay.
But it does work. Side deck is kind of a little irrelevant, but I'll go through it anyway. Which is annoying because now Miguel will know everything for Sunday.
Yes.
This is probably one.
Let's see the side deck.
One Majesty Fiend.
Okay.
I was considering running 2, but I just didn't feel like it. 1 Chaos. If I was going to replace Chaos with anything, it would be 1 Majesty Fiend. Some people run 2 Chaos because they run Chaos over the Chaos engine, not to be confused Chaos and Chaos. But for now, it's just 1/1. Normally, Chaos will go in if I have to side out monsters just to keep the monster count up.
Interesting.
Then 1 Grand Mole, because Grand Mole is amazing.
It's Grand Mole.
And obviously, this format, if you need to get rid of XYZs, it's like, oh look, you have a Deltaros, no you don't. Oh look, you have a Winder, no you don't. Oh look, you have a Construct, no you don't.
Yes, you don't.
So that's just pretty great. 2 Maxis, 2 Ulti Maxis. Oh, look at that shit.
Sexy.
Maxis generally go in if Vaders go out. If Vaders go out, obviously the Chaos engine reverts out, and I probably put these 2 in instead.
Yeah, makes sense.
DD Crow, more of a local meta pick. You don't always have to run them, but stops things like Storm in the Mirror if you need to. As well as just stopping a bunch of random local meta crap like Assault Mode Stardust, which I finally beat this weekend after getting my ass handed to me with Burn because trying to play out 2 cards versus an Assault Mode Stardust to get any burn damage in, that hurts a lot. So those are all there. Those are the monsters. Then obviously 3 MSTs.
MSTs.
Because you need to have 3 between main and side.
Yeah.
Because come on, this format, man. And MST generally is there in case of any rogue horse shit. You can take out some of the weird tech that I run. Put MSTs instead. Just 1 back to square 1. Some people run 2, and I get running 2, but because it's a spell, and it's basically the spell version of Phoenix Wing, that allows me to recycle anything, which is generally pretty great. Because it's the spell, it's probably the only reason I'm only running 1, and I don't want too many discards, because even though you plus like a beast, I'd rather have the pluses in my hand. Then traps, 2 Wiretap. This has changed a lot. This was originally 2 Malevolent Catastrophe, which then turned into 2 Trap Stun, which then turned into 2 Wiretap.
Finally.
Wiretap is more just a local meta pick, because Miguel, the bitch behind the camera, plays 2 Wiretaps in his side. So if he sides in the Wiretap, Traps does not going to do shit against the Wiretap.
I main 2 Wiretaps.
Yeah, I have to Wiretap the Wiretaps, so that's why Wiretaps are in. And then lastly, 2 Blackhorn of Heaven.
Ooh.
I don't know why people don't run Blackhorn. Stops Stellars pretty solidly. Stops the Mirror as well.
Because it's expensive and you don't have much of money to spend on crap.
Shut up.
Much of money.
No, Blackhorns also work really well in the Mirror, because if you stop a tour guide with Blackhorn, because you stop the Alucard or stop the Dante. Stopping the Dante not as great, because you're always going to get the Storm effect.
Yeah.
But at least Blackhorn gets rid of the body, and the body is what's doing the damage.
Sure.
And then obviously local meta picks. We generally have a lot of people, for some reason everybody likes to sit on Exceeds locally, so Blackhorn says no to that.
Makes sense.
A lot.
Well, this was...
And that's the deck.
Burning Abyss deck.
The Burning Abyss deck Miguel has just
We'll see if it can top